Hi guys, Kushal Kumar here, and this is part 25 of my C programming language tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to be learning about two-dimensional arrays and how they are used. So let's get started. It would be really easy for you to understand about two-dimensional arrays if you knew about matrices. Now what a matrix is, it looks something like this. It has some rows. This is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3. And similarly it has some columns, column 1, column 2 and column 3, right? But in C programming language this row is not called first row, rather it's called 0th row. And similarly this is the first row, this is the second row. Likewise when it comes to the columns, this is the 0th column, this is the first column, and this is the second column. And when it comes to the index of array, what it will be called is, let's say the array name is ARR, so it will be called ARR0 0. This one is for the row, this one is for the column, and the last one will be called ARR. The row is 0 1 2, so this will be 2, and with this we will have column is also the second one, we will have 2 here, right? So this is pretty much all about what 2D arrays are. You can get all of the information about arrays here. 2D array declaration is int or whatever type you want to give it, and then the name of the array and then the index, right? This is 3 by 5 matrix or an array, and by 3 by 5 what we mean is there will be 3 rows and 5 columns. In order to find the total number of elements that this array will be able to hold, what we do is we multiply number of rows by number of columns. So 3 multiplied by 5 will be 15. You can save all the items here. In order to see how array works, we have created an integer array of 3 rows and 3 columns and 2 other variables, and we printed enter the elements of the array. Now we will create 2 for loops, one inside the other. So this will start with 0 and I will be less than number of rows and I plus plus. And inside this for loop we will have another for loop, and that will have I instead of j, which will also start with 0, and j will be less than number of columns, and this will be j plus plus. And here what we're going to do is we will take the values from the user, %d, and here we will have ampersand mat I, and here j. Similarly we will make 2 more for loops exactly the same, and in this case we will print those values that the user inputted before. Before that, let's print something like the matrix is, and here what we will do is we will give %d and with that name of the array, and instead of rows I and instead of column j. We will have one more thing, printf, and this will be new line. So let's quickly see what it does is, first loop will be for the rows. So for each row we will take all the values of each column inside that row. Similarly this is what is happening here. Let's put the inner loop inside the outer loop. The reason for this is that when you create a block of code, all of that code works as one statement, and thus this for loop will be able to use both of these statements. Similarly we will do the same here. Let's give some space here, and now let's run it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. As you can see, the matrix has appeared here, and how it has happened is that the first loop is for each row. So for the first row we will go inside this block, and this for loop will be for the column. And how we know that this is for row and this is for column is that this uses I and this uses j, and here I is coming first and j is coming later. So that way for each row we are using the loop and printing the items on the screen of each column. So for the first row we have 1 here, then 2, then 3. And then after this loop is over, as you know, a for loop only executes the statement which comes after it. So this will work after this for loop has been finished, and that will cause the cursor to move to the second line. And in the second line, what we will do is, since this is over, the control will come out and it will check the condition here, and it will run again and do the same process again, and thus you get the matrix as you desired. So once again, for each row, let's say 0th row, the program will first print this value, that is 0 0, then this value 0 1, then this value 0 2. So that means first it will print the value of the first column, then the second column, then the third column. Once this is finished, the cursor will come here and it will start printing these values, then these values. So that's how two-dimensional array works in C programming language. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Have a nice day. Thank you.